Okay, Rick, let's take a look at what you got. Now, this is nice. The light is very diffuse. Looking over your entire body of work, I'm going to have to guess that you're using more than a second. So I think you're using a lot of tungsten lighting here, or available lighting. I mean, this shot's pretty much the same. And then you have this going on. Now, this is a nice touch, lighting up the love sign. But I suspect that either you are relying heavily on available tungsten light, and then you added strobe, which is higher color temperature than tungsten light, so it's looking blue. Or you're using strobes and the color temperature setting on your camera is set very low. So I don't know which is happening here. I'm not sure what your lighting setup is. I guess you mentioned using on-camera flash to trigger your other strobes. I'm not sure what's happening in each shot. You gave me the general scheme, but not the everyday scheme. So, okay, let's see. I got to take another gander at your contact sheets. 1 second. Let's go back to 100%. Yeah, all right. All right, I'm going to move on here. So here we have 2-1. Okay. Again, now here you're losing depth of field. I know you're at like f5. Not enough depth of field. You're getting fuzzy here. Now this item here is important, so you should get it in focus. The diagonal composition is nice, but you got to somehow get that into focus. Maybe increase your f-stop. I know you maybe want to get this out of focus. Maybe move this away from the background items, or go up to f8 and increase your light, and that might bring this in, but still not bring that in. You might want to move this a little bit away from the background. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, same thing's happening here. Now you're losing a little bit of this. Just a touch. Got to be careful with that. Yeah, you're losing more here. I think these are both f5. And then you have this. You know, this is kind of nice. I like where you're bringing all this stuff in. You're starting to cut off your product here. Don't cut off your product. This is still f5 from the looks of your contact sheet. Yeah, you're going to have to go up to f8 or something. I mean, you're going to increase your aperture size. Then you have stuff like this happening. Let me blow this up. 1 second here. Let's go up to 300, 400. Let's do 300. 1 second. Okay, let's bring this up. I'm going to bring your contact sheet into view here. Now here, trying to find the right image on your contact sheet. Bear with me, Rick. I should have had this ready beforehand. I didn't expect to bring in your contact sheet. All right, here it is. I'm going to put this center. Put this in the center. 300. All right, here we go. Okay. Now here, oh man. Here it looks like you have your on-camera strobe is coming in to play here, because you got splotches of blue light coming in. So, and you have a relatively long shutter speed, 1.3 seconds. That's a very long shutter speed. So you're bringing in a lot of available light. Your actual strobes, the strobes that you hook up to your camera with the radio, the shutter speed doesn't matter. It's the aperture. But what matters, it's starting to matter here because you're bringing in ambient light. So let's see. Next, okay, we have this series. So of this 2 series, this is probably the best, but don't cut off your product here. Okay, so, okay, now moving on to this. Okay, now here it's a little dark. Look at the difference it makes when you increase the exposure by stop. Beautiful, right? Going to the next one. Same deal here. Increase the exposure. That's a nice touchback here. I'd say this is a better choice than number 2 in the 3rd series. Number 2 is the best choice in the 3 series. And here's the 3rd one. Yeah, too much fuzziness. So you're losing focus. So 2 is the best. 2 is definitely the best, but increase the exposure. It also might be nice. It looks like here you have the potential to like bring a spotlight in to light up this Tia touch. This isn't totally necessary, but it would be a really nice touch if you lit up this brew a little bit. Move your cup in a little, perhaps. You're cutting off the cup. Move it in a little bit. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers it. Let's look at the 2 series again. Yeah, here you have to increase your depth of field. Of these 3, it's either, let's see, this is 1. Here's 2, not 2. Either 3 or 1. I'd say 1 actually, because now you're taking the focus off your main item. Go with 1 on this one. This is the best, but increase your depth of field. Okay, and then in the 1 series, I mean, these are all basically the same. But lighting up the love is nice if it's not blue. So I'm not sure what you're doing exactly here. Maybe use a softbox strobe instead of your available light. And light up the area, and then use a grid, a honeycomb, or snoot to light up the love. Okay, Rick, that's pretty much it. All right, any questions? Let me know. I'll talk to you later.